Hey everyone, it is Kevin Henry, editor-in-chief for drbicuspid.com. Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. This is part 2 of what is a series on 5-star customer service, and I'm thrilled to welcome back in Dr. Roger Levin. Dr. Levin, how are you?
I am great today, Kevin. Thank you. And really excited about what we're going to talk about today. I think I may surprise some people with the hypothesis. I also want to mention to everybody, make sure you watch these with your team. These are now going to be hopefully, if I do a good job, and I'll try hard, hopefully these are going to be great training videos for your team as well. So I'm ready, Kevin, and anything you want to add.
I am turning it over to you. I'm going to listen, and then I'm probably have a question or two for you at the end. So it's all yours, my friend.
Great. Okay, so our kickoff today is a question. Is your practice fun? And we dentists, and I'm one of you, I practiced full-time for 10 years. We have a little bit unrealistic thoughts sometimes about how good we are. I have a personal mantra that I live by that says, and I say it to myself a lot, I'm not as good as I think I am. Ego is a very dangerous thing. We all have them. I try to keep it in check. And is your practice fun? Now, your first response might be, oh, yeah, our practice is fun. I love doing dentistry. This is not about the dentistry. Your assistants don't get to prep teeth. Your front desk don't get to extract teeth or do whitening or do veneers or whatever it is you like. So is your practice fun? It's probably okay. It's probably okay, but you can't have 5-star customer service if people aren't having fun. Here's the thesis. Your staff are customers too. And never a more important statement than in the staffing shortage we're currently facing. You want to keep your staff. And I'm going to start here. Before I get to patients, I'll give you a million ideas on how to build incredible customer service with your patients. But before I do that, let's start internally. Your staff are also your customers. Now, what should we be doing to make it great for our staff and customers? How do we create a practice where people love coming to work? And I don't mean come to work for a paycheck. I don't even mean like coming to work. Love coming to work. I was in my office at 7:15 this morning. I love coming to work. 41 years later, I'm having as much fun, as much pleasure, much drive to contribute to you and others. That's why I value my doctor bicuspid relationship. I can get education out to you all that I hope is, and I try to always keep the word practical in mind. What's going to have your team on Sunday night not saying, oh God, I've got to go to work tomorrow? We want them saying, had a great weekend, love the weekend, but tomorrow I get to go to work and have a great time with great people and take care of great patients. There's a whole difference in mentality around that kind of thinking. So what's going to make this happen? Treating your team like customers. And when I come to work at Levin Group every day, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder, I'm even the owner. I never think about that when I walk in the door. I walk in thinking my job is to make it easy for everyone else to do their jobs. And I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about a type of leadership. There are many types of leadership. I've written hundreds of articles, books, everything on leadership, and there's no one method. But what I will tell you is there's a course I took at Harvard Business on servant leadership. What is a servant leader? A servant leader gets out of bed to go to work to serve the people that follow this leader. I would like to be not only a servant leader, I'd like to be a great servant leader. I try really hard. When I walk in the morning, it's how can I help everyone around me? They're not there to serve me, which is the normal leadership mentality. I am there to serve them. And if they do a great job, our clients, our goal, increasing practice production every year. Customer service is part of that. Our clients do well. If I don't do a good job of that, our consultants and others in the company can't do their jobs well, and we wouldn't do well. So I want to be a great servant leader. I want you to think about becoming a great servant leader. Now, I once had a dentist say to me, I'm not the servant, I'm the owner. That's why you're the servant, because if you're the owner, you got to get everybody else organized, knowledge base, motivated, happy. I want to go to work with happy people every day. I love being around happy people. I hate being around negative people. If somebody's having a bad day, I'll be the first one there to help them. If somebody has a personal issue that works in my company, I'll be the first one there to help them. If they're having a bad decade, that's not going to work. Okay. Bad decades don't work. So you go to work every day to help your team. Now, what are things you can do to help this team? You've got to create fun. Fun is really a business word. Fun has already been shown that people who have fun in business perform better. People with the right attitudes get better results. There is no question about this anymore. And we are in a complex, competitive, fast-paced world. We can lose fun very, very quickly. One syndrome I saw during the pandemic is we would lose staff members. We'd be working with a shorter number of team members while we tried to rehire. And instead of worrying about the health and mental health of those team members, we just worried about hiring. But all that extra work fell on a smaller group of people who burnt out. So let's get to fun. Fun is the opposite of burnout. Fun keeps your team and increases staff longevity. We do a lot of work with our clients on building in systems for staff longevity. It is too hard, too miserable, too time consuming, and too expensive to keep hiring new people who typically don't have the same skill set as the people that you lost. So let me give you some things now to think about. Number one, greet every team member every morning with an incredible positive attitude. Dentists, there is nothing else in the world of customer service except positive attitude. Oh, by the way, if you say, well, that's not me, fake it. There's nothing wrong with fake it. One of the most successful dentists I ever worked with, I can't give you his name, but he was doing 3 million solo in 1992. And by the way, took no insurance, 3 million solo, incredible skilled dentist. I did get to see him work. And he was a Jekyll and Hyde. His work was incredible. Patients loved him. He was the most charming relationship builder I may have ever come across. And yet, when the patient wasn't there, he was the nastiest, not make fun of, but nasty, negative comments, unpleasant person to be around. Total Jekyll and Hyde. But when those patients were there, they loved him and they thought he loved them. He understood it. Now, for most of us, we can't do that. But if you got to fake it for a while, fake leads to real as you work at everything that you're doing. First thing is you walk in the morning, one, incredible positive attitude. If I could make one change, Kevin, and if you said, Roger, we're going to do a podcast, you got 1 minute. It's a 1 minute podcast, and I'm cutting you off after that, and you can't add anything else. And you said to me, Roger, how do we get to 5-star customer service? This isn't quite the answer, but I would look at you and say, incredible positive attitude. Positive attitudes are contagious. The team is going to gradually behave like the doctor. We've seen it. We've worked, as I told you in the first segment, with 33,000 dentists since 1985, all around the world. I'm amazed. I'm thrilled, but I'm amazed. And the reality is that I have seen dentists who are miserable and their teams are miserable. I have seen dentists that make fun of patients behind their back, and the teams make fun of patients behind their back. I have seen dentists that are hypercritical and their teams are hypercritical. I've seen dentists that participate in the rumor mill in small offices and the teams are in the rumor mill. I've seen dentists that gossip about team members and all the team members gossip about team members. You're far more likely to have a team that looks like you as a dentist. So you better look in the mirror and ask this question. What do I want my team to look like? Then take a good look at yourself and ask, do they look like me? Now, the good news is you can change. Tomorrow morning, one day, you can walk in with an incredible positive attitude. And get a song you love that pumps you up. I just heard a story about a military officer who's achieved incredible status that wasn't going to make it through officer training school. This really impacted me. And it's a woman who rose to incredible ranks in the military, but she wasn't even going to make it because she couldn't complete the obstacle course and the 5-mile run within the time frame that she had to do it. And they paired her up with another person who was really good at it, had no problem doing it. And one of the things this person did is said, let's get a song. So when you're starting to falter and fade, we turn this song on in your AirPods and you play it and it picks you up. And that was one of the ways she got through and completed this part of officer training. Why am I telling you this? Get a song you like. Play it before you walk in the office. Get pumped. This is your business. You went to dental school. You might have taken student loans. You had debt to get the practice. You deserve a return on investment, but you got to do your part too. It's not going to be automatic anymore. Get a song you love. Walk in, get a mantra. Every morning, I have something I call the 8 keys to success. Every morning that I say to myself, and I'll share them with you, which is I have a positive attitude. I don't try to do it. I do it now. I never give up. Persistence always wins. Self-discipline gets it done. Hard work leads to success, and focus creates achievement. I have been saying those for 45 years every morning to myself to get me pumped up. And then, not embarrassed to tell you the next part, in the shower, with hands pumped every morning. And you might be thinking, is this guy some kind of motivational nut? No, it actually works. I say 10 times out loud. Remember, this is 45 years ago when I was trying to build a practice and then trying to build a company. And I would say, and even today, 10 times every morning, I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a winner 10 times. Now, if you think that's goofy, you need to get a better attitude because you're judging me. That's okay. I don't mind. I can handle it. But you're not thinking about you. If you, well, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. That's silly. No, it's mindset. It is getting a mindset where you walk in and now here's what you do. You're already pumped. People can see you're pumped. If nobody says to you in the next week, wow, what's going on with you? You seem so happy. You're not doing enough because you're being you. Don't be you anymore. Be what I'm describing. So every morning you walk in. Now, number one, you greet every team member, not just the ones you see as you run back to hide in your private office. You walk around and you greet every team member. Good morning. How are you? And if you say, how are you? Stop and listen to the answer. How are you is not a question anymore. It's a greeting. Kevin, hi, how are you? I don't actually care. I just say that. It's just a greeting. How are you? Stop and listen to the answer. Ask a specific question. Kevin and I, we were just chatting before this podcast. Kevin is my friend. I care about him. I love to hear what he's doing. He was just at a major conference and then took a little vacation. And I said, I wasn't playing a game. How was your vacation? Because I was really interested. Your staff are your friends. Don't believe in this. I can't be friends with my staff. They are your friends. That's number one. Number two, hold morning meetings every morning, 10 minutes, 10, 12-point agenda, organize today. This is not a strategy meeting. This is not a training meeting. It's the one meeting you need every day. Next, have staff meetings every single month, 2 hours, full agenda. First item, let's review our vision. Where do we want to be in 5 years? Second item, go over the 10 goals that Levin Group teaches you to set every single year. 10 goals, not one goal, 10 goals. Number three is 10 improvements for this month. What are the 10 improvements we're going to make in the next 30 days? And your staff brings the improvements. They are participating. They feel part of the process. Let me tell you, today's employee doesn't want to work for just a paycheck. Yes, they need the paycheck, but they want to work in your office because they feel like they belong, like they contribute, like they're part of the story. So they get to talk about improvements that we're going to make. Every single, and at those staff meetings, have surprises. One, put $100 bill under a chair or a Post-it note. Whoever sits in that chair gets the $100 bill. You don't have to do that every month, some months. Two, bring in lunch for everybody. Three, give out gift certificates for free lunches or dinners or activities in the community. In addition to the staff meeting, bring in surprise lunches on a Wednesday. Fill the refrigerator with snacks out of surprise that everybody can have. Bring in 2 meals and let them take one home. Give them a gift certificate for their entire family. Have raffles. One office recently raffled off Apple's new virtual reality. It's $3,000. I'm not telling you to do that. You don't have to spend $3,000, but it was a staff of 33 people in several offices, and it had a contest component to it, and somebody won it. I mean, this is how you build fun for everybody in the office. When people go on vacations, ask them to send back and post photographs of the vacation, not for marketing reasons in this case, but for fun, for the rest of the staff to see that they're having fun, because fun is fun. Okay, so I've covered some of that for you. Take the temperature of your team. Ask your team, how do we have more fun? Because a fun team is fun with the patients, which we're about to get to. Now, the second part of this segment, I'm going to talk about the Ritz-Carlton hotel chain. I love the Ritz-Carlton hotel chain. I don't like it. I love it. If they offered for me to move in at a reasonable cost, I'd sell my house and move in and live there. When I walk into a Ritz-Carlton, I've been traveling for 45 years. I do a lot of traveling. I got a lot of late nights because I give lectures all over the US and Europe to dentists and dental teams. When I walk into a Ritz-Carlton, I found myself years ago, without realizing it, saying, I'm home. Meaning, whatever I just went through to get here, whatever travel, delays, airports, bad food, mechanical problems, not nice flight attendant, whatever, at the Ritz-Carlton, no matter what I need, it will be taken care of. That is 5-star customer service. They are also the most profitable international per square foot hotel chain in the world. And I had a chance to even meet for dinner with one of their 4 co-founders as I studied the Ritz-Carlton. And there's an absolute reason why they're where they are. And by the way, the average turnover in the hospitality industry is 160% per year. Theirs is 14%. You want to keep your staff? Start paying attention. By the way, the return rate of their guests, like me, is the highest in the world. You want to keep your patients? Start paying attention. So the Ritz-Carlton developed, I think it's 21 principles that they talk about. And it's a little card that every employee, a trifold, has in their pocket. And it opens with, we are ladies and gentlemen waiting on ladies and gentlemen. Now they interview very carefully. They only want service-oriented people. They only want happy people. They only want fun people. But they also want people who are willing to learn, because the Ritz-Carlton knows you can't teach it to them once. You can't take these podcasts and work with your team once. They will forget. They will fall off. People have personal problems, etc. It's just human nature. If you want to be 5-star like the Ritz-Carlton, the first thing you have to do is train, train, and train. So the Ritz-Carlton runs 3 shifts a day. It's a hotel. They got to have 3 shifts of people every day. At the beginning of every shift, the manager goes over one of those principles with the team. The manager of each department meets with their team every day, every time. He doesn't say, well, you guys have it for now. We'll do it again in 6 weeks. Every day, every time, no matter what. And they go over one of their principles. And their principles are about how they treat their guests. They don't call me a customer. They don't call me a member. I'm a guest at the Ritz-Carlton. So every shift they go over, every morning, you should open or close your 10-minute meeting very quickly with a customer service principle. Okay, whatever your principles that you take out of these podcasts, and you're going to get a lot of them coming up, take the principle and review a principle every single day. And if any team member ever said to you, we don't need to hear this, we've got it, that's a bad team member. That's the person you don't want. You want the person that gets psyched up and motivated every time. Can you imagine, like, a football team, to use a sports analogy? Ever seen how they get together? They jump up and down screaming as the game's about to start to get excited and motivated. Could you imagine one of the players saying, Yeah, I think I'll sit. I think I'll go sit over there. I don't want to part. I don't want to do that jump up and down stuff. Okay, they'd be traded. They'd be gone. They're not a good team. They might be a great athlete, but they're not a good team member. Okay, what else goes on at the Ritz-Carlton? Well, when you check in, pull up to the Ritz-Carlton, when they take out your suitcase, they often greet you by name. I've had this happen, and they'll say, Dr. Levin, welcome back to the Ritz-Carlton. Now, they know I've been there before because they've already looked that up, and someone told the valet people, Dr. Levin will be coming in somewhere around this time. They don't have a picture of me. How do they know it's me? They check the luggage tags on your suitcases. And when they look at you and say, Dr. Smith, Dr. Jones, Dr. Robinson, welcome to the Ritz-Carlton or welcome back, you're like, whoa, how did they do that? Because they try. They look at the luggage tags. Then they'll have a walkie-talkie to tell the doorman that you are here because they'll bring in the bags. I'm sorry, the bellman, and then they hand you off to a bellman who takes your suitcases and puts them on a cart. And then you go to the front desk where they always, always say something like, Dr. Levin, welcome back. How was your trip? Now let's stop a minute. Do I think that person who has asked 50 or 60 people in that shift, how was your trip, actually cares? No, I don't think so. I don't think they're sitting there like, oh, you couldn't get decent food for lunch at 3 o'clock or your flight was delayed. I don't think they go home and can't sleep over my trip. But you know what? They act like it. If I say great, they say I'm glad to hear that. They don't just say it and then ignore it. They if you said it was a horrible trip, I had a 3-hour delay, they are trained to say, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's make your stay here wonderful. It's not that they have to care. They have to look like they care. And I know they don't care, but it feels really good to me that they act like they care. I don't say, oh, they're faking it. I say, wow, it is great to be here. And they'll say things like, do you need food? Do you need room service? What can we do for you? I've been in Ritz-Carltons where I've mentioned to the front desk, I need a rental car. And then somebody contacted me. It was there 10 o'clock the next morning. When you ask at the Ritz-Carlton, well, where's the gym? They don't tell you where it is. After your check-in, they walk you to and show you the gym or the pool or the haircut or whatever, the spa, the massage, whatever it is you're going to do. They can't do enough for you. Their mantra is you don't say no. Certainly if it's illegal. If you need clothing, they will arrange to get it for you. Your luggage didn't get there. I need clothes. They will set that up for you through their concierge to arrange to get you clothes. You can't have a need big enough at the Ritz-Carlton that they won't. Their culture is to find a way to help you. That's 5-star service. And now I'm going to tell you the secret to 5-star service. It's your attitude. I'm going to teach you 50, 60 things you can do in your practice to be a 5-star service office. You're going to keep your patients longer. Your production's going to go up every year. Your staff is going to follow the systems, not because you make them, because they want to. We love a client where the staff can't wait to learn our systems. You're going to keep your patients longer, and you're going to have more fun. Who wouldn't want all of that? Well, we all do. But the reason, Kevin, they're going to get that is it starts with your attitude of wanting to do whatever. What can I do for you? If you, the Levin Group, here's an example, and we're not wonderful, but we try to be. We try really hard to serve this profession. And we get calls all the time or emails or texts from dentists who are not our clients. Now, I could say, they're not a client. They're not paying money. Yes, I write a lot of articles, and yes, I do a lot of lecturing, and they know my name, so they reached out to me with a question. It happened the other day. The dentist didn't even have a practice yet. They wanted advice. And I could say, well, I'm not giving advice. We don't charge by the hour. What would I charge them? They're not paying me. Why would I do this? But it's not my attitude. My attitude is if we can help a dentist with some information, we do it. We call it the prime directive here. We do it. We're not going to get paid for it. They may never be a client, and that's okay because the attitude is what's important of wanting to make a difference. We've got an incredible consulting firm that does very nicely because the attitude is wanting to be helpful and make a difference. And by the way, when I say people reach out to us, I'm talking about several hundred a year, not one here, one there. I'm sure from these podcasts, there are people who reach out and we will try to respond. We have a tip of the day, Kevin. You get it. Our tip of the day goes to over
Yep.
30,000 dental professionals every morning. Oh, it's free. I don't sell stuff on podcasts, everybody. I don't do any promotion when I'm educating. This is education for you. But you should get our tip of the day because it's free. Go to levingroup.com. There's a pop-up box and you can get our tip of the day. It takes 10, 15 seconds. Oh, by the way, some people use it to kick off their daily meeting. They'll read the tip of the day to get everybody's heads in the game. Some people use inspirational quotes. Those are great too, whatever it may be. But my point is, the tip of the day, we get people who write in, hey, great tip. Can you help me with this? They're not a client. We're
Yeah.
not going to send them a bill because the attitude, if my attitude was only to make money, first of all, I couldn't achieve our mission of improving the lives of dentists and helping this profession. And secondly, we'd be far less successful because we'd be narrow. But the attitude came first of wanting to make a difference, wanting to help. That's what the Ritz-Carlton does. Wherever you go, you're out at the pool in Hawaii, they're coming by, I'm not kidding, and spraying you with moisture because we might all die if we don't get sprayed with some moisture while we're sitting at the pool. I mean, you have all these dead bodies on the chaise lounges because nobody moisturized you. Of course not. We don't need it. It's a luxury. It's an extra. If you want food that they don't have at the pool, they get it from the dining room. They will do almost anything possible to make it great. But one of the co-founders who I did have dinner with was totally focused on building an incredible 5-star customer service environment. The artwork is there to make you feel old world and good if you like that. The rooms are designed that way. It's just amazing what they can do. And let me end with one experience that I had that was mind blowing. Little things make such an incredible difference. By the way, customer service is really about the little things. I was in a restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton years ago, and the wait staff is just beyond terrific. It couldn't be nicer. You're chatting with them. And we were joking for some reason about jelly beans. And I made the comment, I love jelly beans. I think the president had jelly beans on his desk at that time, if I'm not mistaken. And how it was in the news, whatever. I can't remember exactly how it came up. And all I remember sitting there, and when I got back to my room that night, there was a bag of jelly beans on my bed. They didn't sell at the Ritz-Carlton. They went out and bought jelly beans. I mean, I don't know how you can blow someone away more than that. And by the way, what am I doing? I've just spent the last 15 minutes talking about the Ritz-Carlton. Some of you might now go there. I don't get a commission. They don't know who I am, but you might go there because 5-star service, let me end with this, Kevin,
Yep.
means you can't help but to tell other people about it. You can't help but to talk about it because it's a wow level experience. And
There you
that's
go.
our segment for part 2.
And I love that. And I also love, I will tell you, the one thing that stood out to me was fake leads to real. And I'm thinking about whenever I go to work out or whenever I go to do something, I need that theme music. I need something to pump me up. I need my own WrestleMania entrance, right? And so I
Yes.
love that you pump yourself up every morning to do
Mhm.
that. And I think if we think about, how we get ourselves excited about certain things and translate that over to work, I think that's brilliant. Absolutely.
We become our own advocates. Nobody comes to my house in the morning to get me excited. Nobody comes to my house in the morning and gives a motivational speech. Um, we have to do it, but I want to do it every day. I owe it to the people who work at Levin Group to walk in on top of the world every day. Because if I walk in, and oh, by the way, yeah, I have very few, but I do have a bad day once in a while. Don't you ever wake up in a bad mood, Kevin?
Sure.
I
Absolutely.
don't have the right to walk in here with my bad mood. I have failed, if anybody knows, for whatever reason, even if I don't feel well, I don't show it if I possibly can. I walk in. Oh, by the way, in leadership, consistency is one of the number one principles. Inconsistent leaders fail. I need to be consistently upbeat. If I walked in here in a bad mood, I bet there are people who'd wonder, like, is the company going out of business or something? I owe those people motivation and energy and a positive environment and being a servant leader so they can then go give energy, enthusiasm, and a positive attitude to our clients. Um, I encourage everybody, be a little bit silly and find a mantra, find a song every day. There are no exceptions, every single day. This is what elite athletes do. Remember Michael Phelps, the swimmer,
Sure.
won more gold medals than any Olympian in history. Still, he would come out to swim a race. He had those big earphones on because he was playing his songs to get completely in the zone for the race that was about to start. If elite athletes do it, it has to be a good idea.
Couldn't agree more. And you know what's a good idea is to make sure you've gone back and listened to episode 1 of this podcast. Make sure you're not catching us here in the middle, because Dr. Levin has laid the foundation in these first 2 parts for what is to come. And as always, Dr. Levin, such good information, such good knowledge. And I cannot thank you enough, my friend, for taking the time to do this.
Oh, thank you. And from here, we get hyper practical, although we did a lot of recommendations in this one. And as always, Kevin, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure.
Well, my honor, and it's my honor, Dr. Bicuspid viewers and listeners, that you take time out of your busy schedule to interact with us, to listen to what Dr. Levin has to say, and to read Dr. Levin's work and Dr. Bicuspid as well. So make sure that you're checking out what Dr. Levin has written to Dr. Bicuspid throughout the years. We so appreciate that. Until next time, Kevin Henry, Editor-in-Chief for Dr. Bicuspid, signing off, and as always, wishing you nothing but success ahead.